What's going on, guys? It has been brought to my lovely attention that not only is Seaside Bellona in this bitch, she's actually in the thing. They also have Apocalypse Ravi. Now I know Ravi was in here. I found that out when I started seeing people actually show pictures of her in the journal. But when I realized that Seaside Bellona is actually in the thing, I thought it would be interesting if we go over the actual skills of the character, you know, go look at her animations, see her stats, really go over if she's brand new to the game, which she is. And in my other video, I kind of didn't know whether or not they were going to do the other skins, but it seems that she is going to be a limited banner, is what I think it was said in the notes that I kind of probably skimmed over. So that's going to be cool. I'm hoping that they don't do that for all of them, but this is kind of different. So let's see how different it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put her stats side by side with actually Bellona's stats, so we can get a side-by-side comparison of the two. So these are Bellona's stats. She has attack of 1003, sorry. HP is 5704. Speed is 115. Defense 585. That's a really weird way to say 585, but whatever. So I'm gonna post her stats over to the right side so we can compare. So Seaside Bellona has more attack. She has less HP. 1 less speed, and she has about 14, I think that is, what is that? That is mathematics right there. 14 less defense. And you know, as far as where is that? The effectiveness is, I think they're the same. I didn't check the effectiveness. Let me go back. So regular Bellona has 30 effectiveness. Meanwhile, Seaside Bellona only has 18 from Awakening. So a little bit of a difference there. So maybe Seaside Bellona doesn't need as much. Let's go actually look at the skills.
I'll show you what I've got.
Well, that was a crazy sound effect that they had on there. All right, so we have Watch Out. So they do have different names from the skills. Attacks the enemy with a fan with a 60% chance to target the enemy for 2 turns. So it seems as though, oh wow, target actually decreases their evasion. I did not know that.
Now, bring it on.
That sound effect is ridiculous. So as you can see, she is gaining focus for something, so I guess they kept that in there as well. And we can see that this actually goes to 75% chance to target. That's really good. Target's a really good debuff. So next up, the S2, which is now a passive. Wow, it's not a passive, which is really good because I think a lot of people didn't care too much for her S2 originally. So shares 30% of damage suffered by the caster with the foremost ally. So I'm assuming that would be the tank in this case. When more than one damage sharing effect is granted, only the strongest effect is applied. So this is referring to Aureus, obviously. It's one of the only ones, and if any, I guess, passive in the future comes out that does the same thing as Aureus. The caster gains 1 focus. When an ally is attacked and the caster's stacked focus is 5, lose all focus and activates You're Not Cute. You're Not Cute attacks all enemies with a fan with a 50% chance to decrease defense for 2 turns. And then we can also see that it increases the damage 5%, 10%, 15%. Now we're seeing here that You're Not Cute is actually not the S3, it's called Haven't I Warned You? So You're Not Cute is this, but then it also says I'm with my friends. And I guess You're Not Cute. So I don't know how I can actually trigger this. So I can't get it to trigger because the only way it would trigger is if an ally gets attacked. And I have it at focus, but it doesn't matter what other skill I use. So pretty much someone else gets attacked and she'll either, which I'm assuming it's the way that the skill sound, it sounds like her old S3, but the end, the actual image that you see there with I'm with friends is her S2. So I don't know if she does the S2 and has a chance to defense break, or it actually does the S3. I can't show you guys that. I do apologize. I'm pretty sure there's somewhere in that data mine the hell out of it and can show you, but I can't because I don't look at data mine stuff. So beep. So here we go is the S3. Attacks all enemies with a spray of water with an 85% chance to make them unable to buff and unable to heal for 2 turns. Damage dealt increases with a critical hit. Karen? You turn water, you just get Karen's abilities. I guess that's just how that works. So as we can see here, you can soul burn it to ignore effect resistance to make sure that those things land. And I'm pretty sure 90 and then boom 100 that you can, if you skill it up with the Mologoras, it then becomes 100% chance, and then you soul burn it to make sure that it goes through. So let's look at Haven't I Warned You?
I thought this would be fun.
Woo!
Now I'm getting bored.
Oh, that's so cool. That
Bring it on.
that noise is killing me. What's really cool is that the way that was animated was so cool. I was actually criticizing how Karen's was, and then you look at this one. That's clean. And then, I don't know, she summons a whale, but whatever, we won't talk about that.
Before it's too late.
I definitely really enjoy that, but it does change it. So she does have 3 debuffs though, if you think about it. She has defense break, she has unable to buff, unable to heal. Oh, sorry, 4, because she also has target. So she has a lot of, she's stacked with debuffs. And you know, that's what, but it's crazy because her effectiveness is lower than the actual regular Bellona. So depending on how these actually scale, it's, you know, how these actually scale, it does seem cool. I do like that she has another AoE skill that triggers when her allies are attacked, which is also really good. She takes less damage because 30% of the damage that she's going to take is going to her ally, whoever's in the front. So that's most likely going to be the tank or your tanky-ass character. So that's pretty cool. I definitely think that that's good. But again, it says the strongest effect. So even if the character has Aureus, right, it's actually going to probably prioritize hers. And then the Aureus tank will actually be used on the other characters. So for Bellona, it will be her passive, which is this one. But for your other characters, they'll probably take the Aureus, which is great. So you can run both and not really have to worry about it too much. Overall, I think this character is going to be nuts. And I think since it's going to be on limited banner, I think it's not a must-have, but it's a must-have. Why would you not want this character? She looks cool, dope-ass S3 animation. You can't be skipping our animations here, bro. You know, you see all this hard work? Lovely, beautiful.
I'll show you what I've got.
And the whip. So I definitely think she's really cool. Definitely looking forward to summoning her because I will do everything in my power to get her in my hands. Next up, let's check out Ravi. Now this one's a little different. I'm not going to compare it to the other Ravi because it's just a moonlight variation, so it's not like, you know, it matters. They definitely seductified the hell out of her. Jesus Christ. She definitely has a way more seductive nature to her. Also, just a heads up, guys, I'm going to be doing my So You Can Skip of Charlotte's side story. I'm going to do that tomorrow as well. And then after that, I'm going to make sure I do a fully voiced version of the actual summertime one. So Charlotte's is going to be just a nice quick one with me just kind of explaining the story, and then the other one is going to be voiced. But I want to ask you guys here in this video, do you want me to do the voiceovers like I did in my first one, or do you rather me do it how I'm going to do the Charlotte one, which is just me kind of in the journal like this, and I'll just be talking about what's going on. And I'm going to ask you guys again in the Charlotte video, how do you guys prefer it? Because I do want to cover more story-esque lore in the game, but I don't know how you guys want that message to be delivered to you. So just wanted to bring it up here, and I'm going to bring it up again in the other video. Anyway, let's look at her stats anyway. Let's check her stats. So we got 106. She has, what is that attack? I'm just kidding. I actually do know for a little bit of a fact she's an HP based character. So let's look at that HP. 7,000 base HP with the Awakening. So that's going to be really good. I don't see anything else besides there. And the defense looks like it's pretty good too. So let's look at her skills.
I'll take your life.
That was straightforward. All right. S1 is the Spectral Axe. Acquires 20 fighting spirit. Attacks the enemy with an axe, absorbing some of the damage as health. Damage proportionate to her actual max HP. Greatly increases the damage. When she soul burns it, doesn't trigger. So that's standard. So that looks the same.
I'll deal with this.
So she kind of has the...
Step back, flies.
Wow, she sounds so much more serious. Like, she looks seductive in her actual posing, but she sounds so much more serious. It's ridiculous. So she definitely does have the same kind of S, but now it scales off her HP and it heals her, which is nuts. I wish Ken had this. This is like Ken advanced. Next up, her S2 is a passive, which I think is the same as before. She didn't have an S2. She just had a passive. So critical hit chance increases by 5% for every 20 fighting spirit. So you do this once and you get some crit chance. Cool. Consumes 10 fighting spirit to recover HP after being attacked. Amount recovered increases proportional to the caster's max health. Begins the fight with 50 fighting spirit. So then you can level this up to increase the heal. So let's look at let's bring back what we just learned. So the fight starts, you have 50. Every 20 that you get which is from the S1. I'm just gonna assume that that's it. So I'm already screaming counter in my head, right? We're screaming counter. So every time you get hit, you're gonna consume 10, which is pretty reasonable. You're not gonna take too much of it. And that heal is based off your max HP. So that's really, really good. Obviously, the only thing she has to worry about is heal block, which is, it's funny, Seaside Bellona comes in and then there's heal block. There's a heal block from other characters as well, but you know, this is pretty cool. So she does this on 20 every time she attacks, dual attacks, counter attacks. She will get 20 fighting spirit, and then she'll keep this cycling healing BS going as long as she can. And as much as she does have, I'm assuming that she has a cap. She has a cap of 100. So if we're thinking about her on her turn with enough thing, she's gonna have a nice lovely bit of 25% crit chance. So now you can be a little bit more lenient on your crit chance inside of your gear build, which is really nice. It's very comforting when you have that from a character. Next up, we have Deliverance. Soul Exchange delivers divine judgment down upon the enemy. When an enemy is defeated, revives one random dead ally with 10% health before granting skill nullifier once. Damage dealt increases proportional to the caster's max health. And I was just thinking about this, is that I really wish that this game, they're copying a lot of stuff from Summoner's War, so I do hope that they copy this other thing from Summoner's War, where it kind of sucked that we couldn't check in the game about Bellona S2. They usually have stuff like that, so you can like kind of trigger it on purpose. So this one I would like to trigger to see what the revive looks like and stuff like that, like see what it looks like. So if an enemy is defeated, it will revive an ally, which you probably can't see that because these things obviously do not die. And I don't know if she gets the skull nullifier or the ally gets the skull nullifier. I'm pretty sure the ally does. But let's look at the skill. Woo!
Your life ends here.
It was very quick and abrupt, and it very reminded me of Corvus's skill as well. Like it kind of had the Corvus-esque to it. Also, I forgot to mention that this actually goes off of her caster's max HP. So this is definitely like, this is super Ken. This is pretty much ML Ken, but with the fire base stuff. So like it's really weird how it actually works. So it's definitely like a Ken. Oh, she also acquires 30 spirit, so she doesn't actually spend spirit for anything. Look, acquire, and then this is acquire. So this is actually big. So you can actually, the difference of this Ravi is that you can actually lead off with the skill if you want to. Cooldown can go down with Mulligora investment down to 4 turns, and she actually can revive, you know, HP and defense and just make her really, really hard to kill while she's healing herself and able to bring back allies that die. So that's pretty good. Like this is really good. I think people definitely will probably want to get this because I know some people hate the whole tank meta, but imagine her fallen CC, just a bunch of HP scaling juggernauts, and there's not that much of actual like things that do HP percentage damage outside of like Bellona's S1, Daydream Joker, and I'm pretty sure there's some other characters, but it's gonna be really hard to kill these HP characters coming into the meta. And I love it because I love when damage scales off of another stat that's not just attack. I love when it's different like that. So very happy about this. Who do you guys think is better? Because this is I know a lot of people have known about ML Ravi for a while, but now we have Seaside Bellona. Who do you think is better? If you had to summon for either one, which would you prefer? It does seem like they're not going to put the Moonlight characters so far on banners, which I would prefer if they did that. Like Ravi gets on a banner, Bellona goes on her banner. I would have loved that. Instead of like Sigadet right now, it would have been nice to actually put Bellona on this current banner or put Ravi on the banner and, you know, make it limited, because it, you know, if you're going to go with the route that everyone's going to get a character based on it being limited, even if they want to spend a little bit of money to do so, might as well get everyone have the character, because there's going to be people that's going to spend money and they're going to end up with the characters anyway. So might as well make it, you know, a little bit more fair if that was the goal in the first place, right? So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think about these two characters. I know some of you guys already know. You probably didn't know about Bellona. I didn't know she was in the thing until I started looking around. I was like, wait, she's in the journal? Okay, let's check it out. But remember, every day in the Kashino is your lucky day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.